All right, welcome back. More of the Counter Happer Show. You're on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Counter Happer Josh Hudson with you. See, our Major League Baseball draft coverage that we talked about earlier, this is really helping us out in this case, as earlier today in the fourth round, Creighton alum Nolan Sailors was drafted by the Kansas City Royals, and Nolan joins us now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Nolan, good afternoon to you, my friend. How are we doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Pretty good. So let's get a brief timeline for the day here. Wake up, expect that it's going to happen today after the first three rounds were yesterday in the Major League Draft. What did you have planned for this day, and how did it actually work out?
I mean, we didn't really have too much planned. Me and my family, we watched it last night with very little expectation it could have happened last night, but we woke up this morning, kind of knew it was going to happen at some point today, and we kind of had an idea it was going to be sometime early, so kind of sat there and just sat nervously waiting for it.
And what do you get a text? Do you get a call? How does it actually happen? Like we are very interested, Nolan, in like the logistics of this, because I mean, a lot of our listeners, they're NFL fans, they're NBA fans. It's highly televised products and stuff like that. A lot of this after the first couple rounds, it kind of happens behind the scenes and it goes quickly. How did it happen for you? And was it just a couple hours ago when you got a call?
Yeah, so my advisor does a lot for me. He does a lot for a lot of guys throughout the draft. He kind of talks with all the scouts throughout the past 2 months, get an idea. And then I was sitting there about 2 picks before I got picked, and I get a call from him saying it's happening right now to the Royals. And then sat there and watched it and, celebrated as it happened.
That's awesome. So you're from Omaha. I went to Ralston High School, played your baseball at Creighton in college after a very successful career, and you get drafted to the nearest Major League Baseball team just 3 hours down the road. I assume you've made many trips to Kauffman Stadium watching baseball as a kid. You get drafted by the Royals. What was that like for you to get that call, but particularly to that team?
It's awesome. Growing up here in Omaha, I guess watching the whole Storm Chasers games, watching some Royals games down at Kauffman. I mean, it's awesome to stay here in the Midwest, and I couldn't be happier.
What did you learn about yourself throughout the process? I mean, this is an ongoing thing for a long time, but as you're preparing for the draft, as you're talking to teams, going on visits or whatever it might be, what did you learn about yourself throughout the process? And then what did you learn about the process, obviously, as well?
I mean, I didn't really learn too much about myself. Couldn't even focus on myself really throughout this whole process. So I was just thrown into the mix. Kind of saw a little bit of it last year. Then this year, kind of dove really deep into it to see how it all works out with all different teams and how it all plays out. I mean, the draft is a wild animal, and nobody really knows how it's going to go down. You can't really think anything, believe anything until it actually happens. So it's definitely crazy.
So going into today, like it was truly for you wide open, right? I mean, we touched on it a little bit before, but like you just said, it's a wild process. You never know what could happen. You never know, who really likes you, or who might be just trying to say that. Like was it truly wide open going to today as to what was going to happen?
I mean, it really could have been anywhere between like rounds 4 and 10, really, just because I'm a senior and how the draft all works out nowadays. But yeah, you kind of have an idea of what teams are really interested, and then you kind of just hope it all plays out. And it ended up working really well. Went out really early, I guess, today in the first round today.
I mean, I can't help but notice. I mean, we talked about this a ton watching you guys play in the last couple springs here at Creighton. You know, obviously the hit tool is really, really good. You hit almost 400 this year. But the thing I always wanted to talk about with people is the fact that, even in the move to left field, playing a lot of center field, moving to left field, it felt like you rarely, got a bad jump on a ball and we're always able to cover the ground. that's something that I've thought a lot about watching the Kansas City Royals play over the last, decade plus as well. How do you feel like you fit within that organization?
I mean, yeah, they're definitely they put a lot of focus on the speed and defense part of baseball, which definitely plays to my abilities on the field. Um, yeah, I guess playing the whole left field situation this year, I was kind of fortunate to get out in left field because I mean I came in as an infielder from Ralston, never played outfield, and it kind of just came easy, I guess. Shout out to the guys that helped me and all the coaches that helped me to figure it out in the outfield, but definitely grown comfortable out in the outfield for sure.
How much did you weigh, Nolan, when you were coming into Creighton or throughout your time in high school? I mean, you just mentioned Ralston. I remember you weren't a very big kid. It's not like you're the biggest guy now either. But like what was that process for you kind of growing into it a little bit?
Yeah, I want to say freshman year I came in around 5'10", 170 maybe, so I was really little. And I started out at second base, so it kind of worked out well because I was tiny, and then went out to the outfield. And then, yeah, I guess throughout the years, I kind of just put on a little bit more weight each year. Past 2 years, I kind of sat around like 190, and I figured out that that's really the best weight I could play at. So, yeah, I definitely grew a little bit over the years, but still not the biggest guy.
When you were playing at Ralston, I mean everybody dreams about getting drafted and that path to the major leagues one day. Did you think that this was a possibility for you? Like, eventually you could see yourself in these shoes on this day?
I mean, not really back then in high school, because I mean, when I was a little kid, I dreamed of playing high school baseball, and then high school baseball, you dream of playing college, and then you're like, all right, I want to play D1 baseball, and then I played for 4 years here. And now it's like, all right, now I want to play professionally, and here we are.
How much did you develop at just touch on a little bit as far as the body was concerned, but how much did you develop at Creighton over the last 4 years?
Definitely a lot each year. I mean, you could tell with the numbers, I guess. Got a little bit better each year with experience and development. Shout out to all the coaches that helped me the past 4 years here. But yeah, just a little bit of development, I guess, in the game and physically and mentally. I guess I learned a lot mentally for the game, but definitely a gradual increase in development the past 4 years here.
So I know now it's a whirlwind, right? Take me through what happens next. As once again, by the way, thank you for making like 5 minutes for us today. But what happens next when you hang up the phone? What's the next order of business?
See, I mean, right now my parents are out here trying to find Royals gear to wear.
Luckily, it's not that hard to find, right? You could get your hands on some.
Oh yeah, you can go to the nearest sports store and find something around here. But I mean, kind of hang out here for the next day or two, maybe three, and then I'll fly on down to Surprise, Arizona. That's where the Royals facilities are. I hang out there for a while. I mean, who really knows? A couple weeks, months, maybe. And then if I'm fortunate enough to get sent out to a low A ball in Colombia.
And that's, you just have to fly by the seat of your pants. But you're probably used to that by, like, you seem like a guy who takes a baseball player's like approach to things where it's kind of, I mean, we're talking about your development and this run of 3 years and 4 years and 8 years going back to high school. But the way it seems like for you, it's kind of a day by day process. It feels like you're I'll go where they tell me type of guy.
Oh yeah, you kind of have to be that way in this sport, especially in I guess in the pro ball. I haven't really experienced it, but learning from other guys who have experienced it that I know of, it yeah, you got to live it that way day by day. Just kind of go with the flow.
Awesome. Oh, Nolan, we're really, really happy for you. Congratulations once again. Good luck to everybody in the family trying to find that Royals gear. If they need someone, I might have a little bit extra in my closet.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Congrats. That's Nolan Sailors, the one of the newest members of the Kansas City Royals organization. His parents went to, I'm pretty sure, every game this year.
Every game.
And I'm not talking about all the games at the Chuck Box. I'm talking about every game across the country.
Georgetown?
Yeah, actually, I'm not 100% sure on that one, but basically all the rest. No, actually, you know what they did?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
And they did. I think they went to every single one. And there was a couple parents that went to like every single game this year, which is crazy.
It's impressive.
And so now the Creighton gear becomes Kansas City Royals gear. I got a tweet here from a person who I won't mention their name in this segment. Ralston. The chants are going out all across Ralston.
Wow.
Ralston.
I think I can hear him. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the Ralston Rams. The little middle infielder just got drafted in the 4th round by the Kansas City Royals. That is some pretty cool stuff. Also, shout out to Nolan's dad, Nick, who you could find, by the way, in the slow pitch softball Hall of Fame, I believe. Have you ever been out to Kelly Field in those back fields? You there's like a plaque on the wall.
No.
Right there, one of the inductees, Nick Sailors. Goated.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
That was there or that he was in.
Yeah, I didn't actually know it was there either. And then I was like, what's going on here?
Huh.
There you go.
Okay.
Big time stuff.
Big time stuff.
So I can't wait to see. I think I always said this year that Nolan will be a guy who hangs around professional baseball as long as he wants to, you know, because he just hits and hits and hits and hits, and everyone needs a guy, and he doesn't really screw up, right? Like we went back to, we're talking. I asked the question to him about the jumps and all the stuff in the outfield. There was one play this year where, I'm telling you, we remarked about it every game. There was one play this year where he got a bad jump for whatever reason. He started back and it was way, way in. And he still made up enough ground, I think, if I remember right, to catch it. But we were like floored in the moment. We were like, that never happens. That never happens. Solid as a rock. And so that feels like a Kansas City Royals draft pick to me.
That's what they want, right? A guy who doesn't make mistakes. I don't want to have to coach that out of you. I just want you to go out there and play ball.
All of the success to Nolan, and congratulations to the Sailors family. A big day for them. Quick timeout. We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone.
I'm a fabulous driver.
The Connor Happer Show.
I'm one of the best friends you could ever have in your life.
On 1620 The Zone.
I hate you.